demonstrated to briefly in front of us.
When Martin Luther King delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech, there was no way that he could have ever imagined that a new system would be born from the ashes of slavery and Jim Crow, a new system of racial and social control that would trap millions in a permanent second-class status yet again, a system that has now come to be known as mass incarceration.
We must wage what I have called total war against public enemy number one in the United States, the problem of dangerous drugs.
And by next year, our spending for drug law enforcement will have more than tripled from its 1981 levels.
You will be put away and put away for good. 3 strikes and you are out.
The new analysis of the U.S. prison population finds more black men are incarcerated now than were enslaved in 1850.
The time is overdue for new dreams to be born and a new movement to be built that will ensure that mass incarceration will finally come to an end. It's our turn to dream.
We're the next generation after the civil rights movement. And that's why it's our turn to dream. It's our turn to dream in dealing with this mass incarceration. If we don't keep fighting, it's definitely going to continue. The Baptist Bottom is a real drug-infested, poverty-stricken area. And you would actually see a lot of people that live in the city of Dothan that would actually go 4 blocks north, south, east, or west and not even come to that area. So this is where I concentrated on cleaning up. I'm the founder of T.O.P.S, the Ordinary People's Society. If somebody gets out of jail or prison and they don't have any money or anything, they could come here, we provide them clothes. There's blankets over there, TVs.
I run the soup kitchen where we're at right now. By feeding people every day, it actually hinders them from going out to steal food from grocery stores or from any type of store, or steal money or purses or anything from people.
Well, they help the neighborhood. Reverend Glasgow, he good folks.
Job skills, GED, resumes with the program director, counseling, substance abuse, NAAA.
It's not only coming from an outside point of view, saying, oh, I care about the situation, but it's coming from an inside point of view because I've been there before. And I know all the effects and all the feelings that you have from being incarcerated. I've been in jail myself. Me personally, I'm a felon.
More than 65 million people in the United States now have criminal records. And once you've been branded, once you acquire that record, it follows you for life.
You can't get a Pell Grant or student loan. You can't get public housing or Section 8. You lose your voting rights, and then you already can't get a job. So what it does is put you back in a scenario where you got to go back to your norm or something you used to do. That's hypocrisy, because you pay your debt to society and you never are able to return back to full citizenship. I'm about 6, 7, 8 years old, 71. So a little bit later than that, I start seeing the drug war and all. When I came up out of high school, people were talking about crack, cooking it up and all that. And I was really surprised that it was here, but it was. And I just started messing up and got hooked on crack. And I tried to get off it a couple of times and would go back to it, fall flat on my face, which led me into the 14 years of prison that I did. That was one of the biggest regrets in my life.
When he went to prison, I was 9. When he came out, I was 17 going on 18. When he came home, I was ready for him to be a daddy. Like I told him when he came home, he was like, what did I want for him? I was like, just be a daddy.
I always heard, you look just like your daddy. You act just like your daddy. And I always felt like, well, if I look like him and I act like him, then what's wrong with me being like him? I'm already going through some of the same things that he was going through. You know, I wasn't on crack, but You know, I was out here in these streets, living the streets life, doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing. And
Lil Kenny, my son, he told me, he said, hey, he said, Daddy, I don't mean no disrespect. He said, but if you tell me everything you done did wrong, maybe I know what to do right. So that's what inspired me to go back to the bottom and clean up where I messed up. When I got out and started to investigate myself, where's so-and-so, he's gone, where's so-and-so, he's gone, where's this one, he's gone. I've been gone 14 years, this one been gone 12. Then I realized, wait a minute, hold up. How come it's just all us and this community gone?
People of all colors commit crimes. People of all colors commit drug crimes. Middle-class white suburban students don't get stopped and frisked on their way to the school bus. No, those tactics are reserved for the hood.
I was in the 6th grade. That year was the first year that they started taking children to jail when they fight in school. And that was the first experience I had, and then after that I got on juvenile probation. I had to be on probation for a certain amount of time. I made A's and B's in school. You know, but by the time I was 13 years old, you know, I was in juvenile. I was in the boys' home and everything. They already labeled us from the jump.
And what I started to see was a pattern. You can't help but see it. Next time I said, how many of y'all got people that's locked up in jail? How many of y'all have seen the police come in your neighborhoods? How many of you have seen the police beat somebody up or do something to somebody that you know? Mass incarceration and the war on drugs terrorized the community. It became a war on people, minorities. That's when it really hit me. We're the next generation after the civil rights movement.
Up, up, with liberation, down, down, incarceration. Up, up, with liberation.
I am inspired. A movement to end mass incarceration is being born in the United States today.
The people who I had left 10 years ago who was still on drugs, still doing crack, still in the same thing, and we start feeding them. Now some of them are with me doing this ministry, helping others. This is what a movement really looks like.
I was just doing it because I was spending time with my dad, but it wasn't until I got older I started realizing what was really going on, that he was changing and using that same drive that he had when he was out here in the streets. He using it towards helping people now.
You know, I try my hardest to stay a part of anything he has going on because, you know, that shows him that somebody does want to follow in his footsteps.
And I've been getting involved with a lot of the politics that my dad has been doing. I understand that it's going to get passed down to somebody, so somebody got to step up and jump on board. It's going to be me and my sister Kenyatta.
This movement involves people who have stepped out of prison and have turned around and begun helping others. Not only helping them find work and shelter and housing, but organizing.
In Alabama, we done changed several laws pertaining to drug policies and sentencing. In Florida, we have changed the law on the voting rights. We have won lawsuits against the Department of Corrections for their inhumane treatment toward inmates. If you remain silent, then you become a co-conspirator to your own oppression. And that's why we got to bridge this gap from civil rights and voting and all to mass incarceration and the drug war.
I mean, the dream is not over, so we ain't good. We ain't good. You know, we got to keep dreaming.
I believe Martin Luther King would say, I did my job, and it's time for you to do yours. It's our turn to dream.